Hello, friends, what's up? So, let us begin our new topic today. This is about taxes in India. So, as we have seen in the fiscal policy videos, that the government revenue comes from two sources, majorly tax sources and non tax sources, right? So, in this particular lesson series, for another maybe 5 6 videos, we will study about the taxes in India. What are the different sources of taxes in India, how they are classified, and so on. So, let us begin. This is going to be a very interesting topic for us to understand because this is something we discuss a lot when the budget comes every year. ओके तो इस पर्टिकुलर वीडियो में हम लोग बात करेंगे टैक्सेशन इन इंडिया के बारे में। भारत में कौन कौन से टैक्सेस होते हैं, उसको किस तरह से हम लोग क्लासीफाई करते हैं। और ये बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग टॉपिक रहने वाला है सभी के लिए, क्योंकि हम जब भी बजट की स्पीच सुनते हैं तो हम लोग टैक्स के बारे में हम लोग चर्चा करते हैं और ये काफ़ी न्यूज़ वगैरह में भी होता है। तो हम लोग इसमें पूरा अच्छी तरह से समझेंगे आने वाले 5-6 वीडियो में कि टैक्सेस इंडिया में कौन कौन से प्रकार के हैं, किस तरह से हम उसको हमारे इंडिया में उसका टैक्सेशन सिस्टम है। So before beginning, let us understand the meaning of a few terminologies first. Okay, so as we have already been doing it, I first try to clarify all the basic concepts and terminologies about any topic. तो पहले हम लोग सभी बेसिक टर्मिनोलॉजीज टैक्सेस के बारे में जो जो भी आती है उसको हम पढ़ेंगे ताकि आपके मन में कोई डाउट ना रहे। ओके, सो लेट अस बिगिन। फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल लेट अस लुक एट द मीनिंग ऑफ टैक्स इटसेल्फ। टैक्स का मतलब क्या होता है, जिसको हम हिंदी में कर कहते हैं। ओके, व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ टैक्स? सो टैक्स इज अ कंपल्सरी कॉन्ट्रीब्यूशन टू द स्टेट रेवेन्यू बाय द पीपल ऑफ दैट कंट्री। So what is a tax? Tax is a compulsory contribution. Compulsory meaning it is by law. So the government by law legally takes some money from your income as a part of state revenue. So it can be your income tax, it can be GST, it can be anything. Okay, it can be direct tax, indirect tax. So there are different kinds of taxes that we will study, but it is a kind of compulsory contribution. It is not a voluntary contribution. Okay, यहाँ पे कोई खैरात नहीं बट रही है। टैक्स आपको कंपल्सरी भरना ही भरना है, बिकॉज इट इज़ अ सोर्स ऑफ मनी that the government requires for things done by the government. So whatever the government does for the people, for the country, it needs money for that, and tax is one of the sources of that money. As we have seen, there are two sources: revenue source, tax source, and non-tax source, right? So tax source is a source of money for government to do its function. Now what are the functions? We have already seen allocation function, distribution function, and stabilization function. I hope friends you have remembered this 3 terminologies from the fiscal policy lessons. इसका मतलब क्या होता है, एलोकेशन, डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन और स्टेबलाइजेशन, ये हमने वहाँ पे अच्छी तरह से पढ़ा है। यदि आपको याद नहीं आ रहा है तो आप वो वीडियोस में फिर से जाकर आप पढ़ सकते हैं। Now a tax is usually based on your income or the cost of goods and services that you buy, right? So for example, it depends on your income. If you are earning 10 lakhs, you will pay certain amount of tax. If you are earning 5 lakhs, you will pay certain amount of tax. So it depends on your income. Basically, higher the income, higher the tax that you pay. Usually, this is we are talking about the direct tax. Whereas it depends on the cost of goods and services. For example, GST. So say GST is 5%. Okay, now if you purchase goods of say 1000 rupees, you will pay 5% on 1000, which is rupees 50. If you purchase goods say of rupees 1 lakh, so you will pay 5% on 1 lakh, okay, which is rupees 500, right? So depending on the cost of good, you pay the tax here. So either it is the cost of good or it is your income, that is a tax. Now let us look at the second terminology, which is known as surcharge. Surcharge को हिंदी में अधिभार भी बोला जाता है. Now this surcharge you will see most of the times when you discuss about the income tax. Okay, when you discuss about the income tax or corporate tax, you will see this terminology surcharge. Most of you must already been knowing what is the meaning of surcharge, but for the benefit of everyone, let me go to the very basic. Now surcharge, the name itself suggests, sur means additional, charge means whatever the charge you are asked to pay. So surcharge is an additional tax paid by individuals who earn more than a particular amount of taxable income. Now see, government takes income tax from you, right? Government takes income tax from you at a particular rate. For example, I'm just giving you an example. Say for example, up to 0 to 5 lakh, there is no tax. So 0% tax. From 5 lakh to 10 lakh, the tax is say 10%. Then from 10 lakh to 50 lakhs, say the tax is 30%. From 50 lakh to 1 crore, say your tax is 35%, like this, right? Now what the government thinks is that, say for example, if you are earning more than 1 crore rupees, say if you are earning 2 crore rupees, now the 2 crore rupees you will pay some income tax depending on the slab. So say for example, above 1 crore, the tax rate is 40% flat. So whatever you earn above 1 crore, you will pay 40%. But now the government is saying that if you are earning more than a certain limit, say for example, if you are earning more than 2 crore rupees, so you will pay this 40%, but along with that you will pay additional 5%. Okay, so if you are earning more than 2 crore rupees, which comes in the topmost slab, then you will have to pay additional 5% tax because you are earning more. So government wants to take more money from the rich people. Okay, government wants to tax the rich people more because they are earning more. So even if they are paying a flat rate of 40% after a certain limit, government will ask them to pay an additional tax depending on their income, whatever your income is. So that is why it is a means to collect the additional revenue from the individuals who earn more than a particular amount of taxable income. For example, if the net taxable income of an individual is more than rupees 1 crore, a surcharge of 10% is levied on tax liability. So whatever tax you are paying, say for example, if say on 1 crore you are paying 40%, I am just giving you an example. So on 1 crore, say if you are paying a flat of 40%, meaning 40 lakh you are paying, then there will be an additional 10% of this 40 lakhs, meaning you will pay additional 10%, that is 0.1 of 40 lakhs, which is 4 lakh. So your total tax liability will become 44 lakhs. This 40 lakhs original income tax plus 10% surcharge, total tax you have to pay is 44 lakhs. This is known as surcharge. I have given you an example here. Suppose the taxable income is 2 crore and say the income tax bracket is 30%. This is just an assumption for an example. Surcharge is say 10%. Now what is the tax payable? Tax payable will be 30% of 2 crore, right? 30% of 2 crore, it is rupees 60 lakhs. Now we will calculate the 10% surcharge on this 60 lakhs. So 10% multiplied by 60 lakhs is 6 lakhs. So your total tax payable will be this 60 lakhs original plus this 6 lakhs surcharge. So it will be 66 lakh. This is the total tax that you have to pay. So total tax is always equal to your income tax plus surcharge. This is your total tax that you are supposed to pay, and this depends on your income. Now surcharge is not just levied on the individual income tax from the individual persons, but it is also levied on the domestic corporations. See, domestic corporation meaning the companies which are domestic, which are registered in India. Domestic companies meaning which are registered in India. इंडिया में उसका रजिस्ट्रेशन होना चाहिए, उनको डोमेस्टिक कॉर्पोरेशन बोलते हैं. And surcharge in India is also levied on domestic corporation if their net income is above a particular value. Example, from 1 crore to 10 crore, if their income is between 1 crore and 10 crore, then the surcharge is 5%. If it is more than 10 crore, then the surcharge is 10%. See here again, the surcharge rate is also increasing here. Now what for the foreign corporations? Foreign corporation means those corporations which are not registered in India, but they have business in India. Okay, so the surcharge for them is 2% for 1 crore to 10 crore, and above 10 crore it is 5%. So these are the different rates. Now the money collected as a part of surcharge, it goes to the consolidated fund of India, and it is not for any specific purpose. It is very important. Surcharge is just an additional revenue source for the government. Okay, it is just an additional source of revenue for the government सरकार ऐसा बोलती है कि हम अमीरों से थोड़ा ज़्यादा पैसा लेके हम लोग रीडिस्ट्रीब्यूशन का फंक्शन करेंगे. ओके, सो हियर द गवर्नमेंट इज ट्राइंग टू डू द डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ इनकम, रीडिस्ट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ इनकम. ये फंक्शन हो रहा है, अमीरों से पैसा लेके गरीबों में देना. ओके, कुछ स्कीम्स लाना, कुछ प्रोजेक्ट्स बनाना, उसके लिए. सो बेसिकली सरचार्ज इज फॉर दैट एंड इट इज़ नॉट फॉर एनी स्पेसिफिक पर्पस. तो सरकार किसी स्पेसिफिक पर्पस बोल के इसको कलेक्ट नहीं करती है. सरकार उसको लेती है, अपने अपने कोष में, अपने खजाने में डालती है, consolidated fund of India, and then it can be used for whatever purpose the government wants. Okay, this you have to keep in mind that surcharge is not levied for any specific purpose. Now let us look at the next topic, cess. Cess भी हम काफ़ी बार सुनते हैं, we hear this terminology a lot. Now cess is also an additional tax on tax. So whatever your total tax is there, total tax including surcharge, on that the government levies another tax which is known as cess, and it is collected for a specific purpose. So there are some cesses which are collected for specific purpose and it is for a specific duration. Till the time that purpose is solved, the government will impose the cess. What are the different examples of cess? Education cess, infrastructure cess, Krishi Kalyan cess, road and infra cess, Swachh Bharat cess, etc. There are many. There are about more than 20 cesses in India which are levied on different kinds of taxes. For example, on income tax, education cess is levied. On say customs duties, on custom duties, infrastructure cess is levied, Swachh Bharat cess is levied. So these are the different kind of cesses which are levied on different taxes depending on what use the government is going to make of it. So the name itself suggests you education cess will be used for education purpose, infrastructure cess will be used to build infrastructure, Krishi Kalyan cess will be used for farmer welfare, road and infra cess for road infrastructure, Swachh Bharat cess for Swachh Bharat mission, right? So these are the different kinds of cess. Now you must have understood the difference between surcharge and cess. Surcharge is not for any specific purpose, whereas cess is for a specific purpose. Okay, again it is deposited to the consolidated fund of India, but it is used for a specific purpose. So see, taxes, surcharge, cess, everything goes to consolidated fund of India. This also we have seen in fiscal policy lectures when we have studied consolidated fund of India. In CFI, everything, all the money goes to CFI, and from CFI we take out the money with the permission of parliament. After the parliament passes the appropriation bill, right? After the parliament passes the appropriation bill, government can spend the money from CFI. Now I will give you an example. So in the above example, we have seen that the tax liability was 60 lakh, surcharge was 6 lakh, so total tax payable was 66 lakhs. Now how the education cess will be imposed on this? For example, if education cess is 4%, then in the above example, total tax liability was 66 lakhs and 4% will be charged on this 66 lakhs, which is 2.64 lakh. So this person has to pay 66 lakh as tax plus 2.64 lakh as cess. Okay, so this is the total money that this person will pay to the government. 66 lakh as the total tax and 2.64 lakh as the education cess. Now let us compare cess and surcharge. Okay, so cess और surcharge को हम compare करेंगे, उसमें कुछ similarity भी है और कुछ differences भी है. So first of all, let us look at the similarity. Cess is always imposed by the central government only. Surcharge is also imposed by the central government only. State governments, they don't collect any cess or surcharge. Cess amount also goes to CFI. Surcharge amount also goes to CFI, Consolidated Fund of India. Cess amount is not shared with the states. Surcharge is also not shared with the states. So see, whatever the central government collects, okay, there is some share of the state government also. So state government को कुछ share देना पड़ता है central government को अपने tax collection में से. And who recommends this? According to the recommendation of Finance Commission. So Finance Commission sits for sits in every 5 years, and Finance Commission recommends for 5 years how much share of the central government proceeds will be shared with the state governments. Okay, so Finance Commission cannot recommend the distribution of cess and surcharge. It is not the power of Finance Commission. It depends on the central government completely whether it wants to give that money to the state or it does not want to give money to the state. So it is usually not shared with the states, but it depends on the central government. So Finance Commission does not recommend distribution of cess and surcharge. It can recommend distribution only of other taxes. For example, income tax, GST, etc., custom duties, excise duties, etc. Okay. Now let us look at what are the differences. Cess rate is always fixed. So for example, education cess is 4%. It will be fixed rate. Whether you are Amir, whether you are Garib, whether you are rich, whether you are poor, you have to pay 4% education cess. But surcharge can have brackets. For as we have seen above, that if your income is domestic company income is 1 crore to 10 crore, your surcharge is 10%. Whereas if it is more than 10 crore, surcharge is 15%, like this, or say 5% and 10%. For foreign companies also different brackets. So in surcharge there can be brackets like income tax. But in education, in cess, there is no bracket. It is a flat rate to everybody, whether you are rich, whether you are poor. Okay. Cess is imposed on tax plus surcharge, as we have seen. For example, your tax was 60 lakhs, surcharge was 6 lakh. So cess is imposed on this entire amount, and surcharge is imposed only on the tax. Okay. So surcharge is 10% of tax, 20% of tax, 5% of tax, depending on what is the rate. So whatever is your original tax liability, उसके ऊपर surcharge impose होता है, and cess is imposed on tax plus surcharge. This difference you have to keep in mind. Cess is levied on everyone, surcharge is levied only on higher income brackets. This we have already studied. Cess is only for a specific purpose and surcharge can be used for any purpose. So it is just a free money in the hand of the government. It can use it for any purpose, and cess is only for a specific purpose. Cess is aimed at public welfare, meaning that the money is collected for education, for health, for infrastructure. So these are all welfare projects, right? It is for public welfare. And surcharge main intention is that it aims to tax the higher earning individuals more. We want to get more money from the hands of the rich people and give it to the poor people. So here the main function that the government is performing is distribution function. The redistribution function is the primary function with surcharge, because it wants to take money from the rich and give the money to the poor, or use the money for the poor people. Whereas here it is for the public welfare. So here it is the main function that the government is performing is allocation function, basically giving the public goods to the poor people. Okay. And also some distribution function also, definitely, that government is doing some welfare activities for the poor people, because usually see government schools, poor people will go, government infrastructure, government hospitals, poor people will go. So distribution function naturally is present everywhere, but the major is allocation function, right? So this is the main difference between surcharge and cess. I hope you have understood. Now one last thing that I wanted to discuss was fines. Okay, we also pay a lot of fine. ट्रैफिक का कोई रूल तोड़ दिया, फाइन पे करो. हेलमेट नहीं पहना है, फाइन पे करो, राइट? इफ यू डोंट वेयर द हेलमेट, वी विल पे सम फाइन. सो फाइन इज नोन एज जुर्माना इन हिंदी. ओके, फाइन इज अ जुर्माना. सो व्हाट इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन अ टैक्स एंड फाइन, राइट? Tax you pay because you are earning something, you are buying something. Fine you pay because you are doing something wrong. Okay, आपने कुछ गलत किया है, you are a defaulter. So fine is imposed on a defaulter. Basically you are doing something wrong. When you do something wrong, for example, you break the traffic rules, you don't wear helmet, you don't pay your income tax on time, you don't pay your electricity bill on time. So those are fines, those are jurmana. Okay, it is not imposed on everybody, it is imposed only on people who are defaulters, and it is not a fixed amount. It depends on the gravity of your default. आपने कितना गहरा जुर्म किया है उसमें जुर्माना डिपेंड करता है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, आप ट्रैफिक लाइट को ब्रेक करेंगे, आपको 500 रुपया जुर्माना लगेगा. आप हेलमेट नहीं पहनेंगे, आपको 2000 रुपया जुर्माना लगेगा. मैं एक एग्जाम्पल दे रहा हूँ सिर्फ. आप इनकम टैक्स नहीं पे कर रहे 1 साल के लिए, से फॉर एग्जाम्पल आपको 5% पेनल्टी लगेगी. आप 5 साल नहीं पे कर रहे, आपको 20% पेनल्टी लगेगी, इस तरह से. सो इट डिपेंड्स वेदर व्हाट इज द ग्रेविटी ऑफ योर डिफॉल्ट, व्हाट इज द ग्रेविटी ऑफ योर one kind of offense. Okay, so fines are that. So it also forms a part of the consolidated fund of India. Basically whatever the fines the government collects, it also goes to the consolidated fund of India, and it is a kind of non-tax revenue for the government. It is not a tax revenue, it is a non-tax revenue for the government. This you want to keep in mind. Now see, there is a very famous saying that I just wanted to point it out here. एक बहुत फेमस saying है जिसको बोलते हैं कि टैक्स इज अ फाइन यू पे व्हेन यू डू समथिंग राइट. ओके, अब आप बिजनेस कर रहे हैं, आप कुछ खरीद रहे हैं, आप पैसा कमा रहे हैं, तो आप कुछ अच्छा काम कर रहे हैं इकोनॉमी में. सो बट उसकी वजह से आपको टैक्स पे करना पड़ रहा है, राइट. इफ़ यू आर अर्निंग समथिंग, यू आर डूइंग समथिंग राइट, यू आर मेकिंग मनी इन द इकोनॉमी, then you have to pay tax. So tax is a kind of fine that you pay when you do something right, whereas fine is a kind of tax you pay when you do something wrong. Okay, so this is just in a joking way we say this, that कुछ अच्छा करे तो टैक्स पे करना पड़ता है, कुछ गलत करे तो फाइन पे करना पड़ता है. Okay, so this is just a saying I wanted to mention here so that the difference between tax and fine is clear to you. What is the difference between both of these? Both are the sources of revenue for the government. Okay, so in this particular video we have studied all the basic concepts, most of the basic concepts related to taxation system. These are the very basic things: surcharge, cess, tax, fines. यदि ये आपको एक बार समझ में आ गया है, so then it will be very easy for us to pick up in the next videos. From the next video we will discuss taxes in India in more detail. Thank you.